Hey everybody, what is going on today? Welcome to another Photoshop CS6 tutorial. Today we're going to be going over the custom shape tool and we're going to learn how to work with it. So what the custom shape tool does is allow you to pick from a group of shapes that Photoshop has preset, or you can load in your own custom shapes and you can easily just put them onto your newest layer. So the custom shapes tool is where the rectangle or the other shape tools are. So click on it and hold and then come down to the custom shape tool. Now your shape is going to be determined by this part up here at the top where it says shape. And go ahead and click on the drop down menu and it'll have a bunch of shapes for you that you can pick from. Now I just have the heart selected right now, so all I gotta do is click and drag and it'll drag out a heart for me. If I hold shift, it'll constrain it proportionally where the heart is going to be the size that it originally is in the image, or up here, like the exact proportions that it was originally at. So we can go ahead and pick other shapes too if we want. Here's a tree. Easy enough. And then your shapes are determined, or the color of your shapes are made by the layers here that you have, or the foreground color that you have selected. So now my tree is probably going to be blue. And that's how you just load up those custom shapes. Pretty easy. Now if you just want to have regular raster shapes, ones that you don't need to, that you're able to add filters to and things like that, you can have to make sure that this right here up in the top left is set to pixels. Now if you want shape layers, which I haven't gone over yet, those are, if you change it to shape up here, it'll create a shape layer for you. And I'll go over shape layers in the next tutorial. They have a bit more options that I can go over. I'm just gonna go back and you can see that when you try to like make some of these shapes unproportional and things like that, they might have some artifacting, just like that last shape layer that I had was. So we'll go ahead and you can mess around with your shapes. Now if you want to add more shapes, just click on this gear right here for the tool options, and then you can add more. And here's the ones that Photoshop already has in here for you. So I'll go to animals, and then if you can hit OK to replace all the shapes, or you can hit append to add it to the end. So I'm going to hit append, and now I've got a couple more animal shapes here. Here I've got the snail, and that's how you do that. Now if you want to load in shapes that you've downloaded off the internet, make sure you download your shapes into your custom shapes folder. Go to the tools and go to load shapes. It'll automatically take you to your custom shapes folder. Now I don't have any custom shapes in here because I don't really use it a lot, but that's how you would load them in. You just hit OK, and then it would ask you to append or replace. What's this right here? Oh, just a bunch of seeds. So there are a couple of other options here. We've got our blending mode, which will show how these will interact with each other. So if I put these seeds on top of this, the blending of them is going to be different where they are mixing with each other. Then we've got our opacity, which is self-explanatory. It's just going to show the opaqueness of what you just put down. So I'll just put this right next to these ones. Good enough. You can see that these ones are darker and are less opaque than, are more opaque than these ones that I just put down that are at 50%. And here's at like 8%. You can definitely see the difference there, more lighter. And then here's tool options. We've got our, you can use this by define proportions. If you click, you can create your custom shape there. And if you drag out, it's always going to be at the proportions that the image was originally made at. So that way you don't have to hold down shift. Let me put my opacity back up. Let's clear the board a little bit. I'm going into my history. I'm just going back to when it was just a regular board. Let's get off of these seeds and put on something that's easier to see, like this dog bone here. Now the rest of our things, we've got define size. So it's always going to be the size that it's at. I'm trying to click and drag right now, but it's only giving me that. So basically, if you click and drag, it's going to give it at the size that it's already at. So if you have like a something like a company logo maybe that you like to use a lot, you would want to load this into the shape layers, and then you can use these different parts here to, or these different options here to customize your logo, as I would say. So we've got the fixed size where you can type it in. You can type in 100 pixels by 100 pixels, and then when I go to click and drag, that's what it's 100 by 100 looks like. And then we've got our from center. I'm gonna go to unconstrained from center, and then when I drag out, it's gonna drag from the center of where I was, or it's going to expand from the center of where I was dragging out instead of the edge. So this is what center looks like, and I'll show you when it's off. This is what it looks like. So that's how that works. And that's basically all there is for the shape tool. Oh, there was one thing I want to go over. We've got the anti-alias here, and then if I have that unchecked and drag out, you can see that the edges are pretty choppy. Well, if you turn that back on, the edges will be nice and smooth. So that's what that's for. So this is all I wanted to go over for this, and hopefully you guys learn how to use the shape tool pretty well. Load up some things that you're going to use all the time, so you can easily just add in whatever you're going to use a lot with just one click, and it's easy enough. So thanks a lot for watching the tutorial, and have a good one, everyone.